The FBI has recently issued warnings about an increase in romance scams, and with the rise of AI chatbots, it has become easier than ever for scammers to disguise themselves as someone that you'd like to date. We'll tell you how to protect yourself against dating site scams. Then we'll give you 12 tips to help you stay one step ahead of the scammers. So watch the whole video and make sure you resubscribed because there's gonna be some brand new material coming out weekly. First of all, here's how to protect yourself against dating site scams. And no. One is verify their identity before sharing any details. Sharing details too early is one of the biggest mistakes that you can make while looking for love online. While you want to get to know your potential partner, ask questions and reveal things about yourself. It's wise to hold back personal details such as your full name, address, social security number, place of work, and other identifying details until you're sure that you can trust them. Before this point, you should aim to find out as much information about them as possible and establish their trustworthiness. But even then, it is still important to be cautious, as some scammers have been known to spend years building their online personas. Next, stick to a platform that has a track record of detecting and banning scammers. Reputable dating platforms will have security measures in place to ban users who break the rules. Some of these safeguards include blocking access to explicit content, preventing inappropriate behavior, and prohibiting impersonation. When choosing a service, prioritize those that offer user verification, detailed profile screening, and active moderation. You should also choose a platform that offers mutual exclusivity to minimize the chances of encountering people whose profiles have been deleted due to suspicious activity. And here's another way to protect yourself against dating site scams. Be wary of profiles that try to move the conversation off the platform quickly. While it's perfectly normal for couples to eventually exchange contact information, you need to be cautious if the other person tries to move the conversation off the platform too quickly. Scammers often try to lure their targets to messaging apps or social media platforms, where it's more difficult for the platform to monitor communication and enforce its terms of service. Here's another tip on how to protect yourself against dating site scams. Avoid sending money or gifts. If someone asks you to send money or gifts, even if they have a sob story that pulls at your heartstrings, then just say no and walk away. Legitimate people don't usually ask for money from strangers, especially not over the internet. Another thing you can do to protect yourself against dating site scams is to keep an eye out for inconsistencies in their stories. Inconsistent stories are a red flag that someone might be lying to you. If you notice that they change their story over time or that their story doesn't make sense, then it's probably best to steer clear. Now let's go through 12 tips on how to outsmart a romance scammer. Tip No. 1 is stay where the conversation started. This is one of the best ways to protect yourself from romance scams. Do you feel pressured to leave the dating site or app where you first met, unless you're ready to take the next step and actually meet up in person? While it's understandable that you might want to move the conversation to another platform, such as a messaging app or social media site, this is a common tactic that scammers use to target their victims. What you need to remember is that when you move to a different platform, you lose the protection and oversight of the original site. Therefore, it is important to stick to the platform where you first connected with the person to reduce the risk of falling victim to a romance scam. If you decide to meet up in person, it's always best to meet in a public place where you feel comfortable and safe, such as a coffee shop or restaurant. This can also help prevent any potential danger when meeting someone new that you do not know very well. Also, it's advisable to let a friend know where you'll be and who you'll be meeting. As always, trust your instincts, and if anything feels wrong, it's best to end the encounter as soon as possible. Tip No. 2 is don't assume the person is safe. Despite the fact that millions of people use dating apps and websites every day to find their perfect match, it's essential to be aware that these platforms can also be a hunting ground for scammers looking to exploit unsuspecting users. Romance scammers in particular are experts at creating fake profiles and spinning elaborate tales to trick their victims into giving them money or personal information. That's why it's important to exercise caution and thoroughly vet anyone you meet on a dating website or app before sharing any personal information or meeting up in person. By following these simple steps, you can protect yourself from becoming the next victim of a heartless scammer. Tip No. 3 is look them up online. A simple Google search can help you determine whether the person you're talking to is who they say they are. There are several tools available to help you perform a background check on someone you met on a dating site or app. For example, websites like people.com aggregate publicly available information from across the internet, including social media, news articles, and public records. Simply enter the person's name and see what comes up. You can also search their name and email address on the website called beenverified.com. Beenverified.com searches billions of records from across the internet and compiles a comprehensive report of everything that is publicly available about that person. This can include their contact information, social media accounts, and even criminal records. Remember that these tools are not foolproof, and you should always exercise caution when dealing with people you meet online. Tip number 4 is do an image search. To take it one step further, you can also perform a reverse image search on the person's profile picture and any other photos they've shared. Google's reverse image search function allows you to upload an image and find visually similar images across the internet. This can help you determine whether the person is using stolen images to create their profile. To do this, visit the website called tineye.com, which is a reverse image search engine. Click on the Upload Image button and select the photo you want to search for. After the search is complete, you'll see a list of websites where the same or similar images have been used. This can help you determine whether the person you're talking to is using stolen images to create their profile. If you discovered that the same photo has been used by multiple accounts or is being used on websites unrelated to the dating platform, it could be a red flag that the account is fake. Tip No. 5 is look out for scripted messages. Scammers often use scripts to send mass messages to potential victims. These messages are often overly complimentary or express strong emotions to manipulate their recipients into responding. To avoid falling victim to these scams, it's important to be aware of common script messages and not respond to them. One way to stay informed about common scam messages is to consult resources like the website romanscams.org, which provides information on the latest scams and messages being used by scammers. Alternatively, you can also search for these messages on Google to see if they've been reported on other websites as known scripts used by romance scammers. Remember that legitimate people don't typically use scripts when communicating online, so it's best to ignore overly complimentary or emotionally manipulative messages. Tip number 6 is spot inconsistencies. While talking to someone online, pay attention to their responses and look out for any inconsistencies in their stories. For example, if they suddenly change their story or provide vague answers, it could be a red flag that they're not being honest. Additionally, you should be wary of people who claim to have unusual or exciting lifestyles, such as frequent travelers or celebrities. Scammers often create fake profiles based on these types of personas to attract potential victims. It is important to be skeptical of anyone who claims to have a high-risk lifestyle, as it could be a tactic to gain your trust and ultimately take advantage of you. Tip number 7 is be wary of rushing. If someone you met online seems eager to commit to a relationship with you, it's important to proceed with caution. Scammers often try to rush the relationship by expressing strong emotions and asking for a commitment before you're ready. They may also try to pressure you into making decisions by setting deadlines or using guilt-tripping tactics. It's crucial to be patient and take the time to get to know the person before committing to anything. Remember that a healthy relationship is built on trust and open communication, which takes time to develop. If someone is pressuring you to move the relationship forward too quickly, it's best to take a step back and reevaluate the situation. Tip No. 8 is get a second opinion. It can be helpful to get a second opinion if you're unsure about someone you met online. Ask a trusted friend or family member to review the person's profile and offer their thoughts. A fresh perspective can help you spot red flags that you may have missed and provide valuable insights into the person's intentions. Additionally, getting a second opinion can help you avoid making a hasty decision that you may later regret. Sometimes, it is easy to get caught up in the excitement of meeting someone new and engaging in constant communication. But it's important to take a step back and evaluate the situation objectively. By getting a second opinion, you can gain the clarity you need to make the best decision for yourself. Tip No. 9 is request to meet up in person. If someone you met online keeps making excuses for not wanting to meet up in person, it's a red flag that they may be a scammer. Legitimate individuals who are genuinely interested in pursuing a relationship will likely be open to meeting up and taking the relationship to the next level. If the person continues to make excuses or avoids the topic altogether, it could mean that they're not really interested in a real-world relationship or that they may be trying to hide their identity. It is important to be wary of anyone who is unwilling to meet up in person, as it could be a tactic used by scammers to avoid being caught. Tip number 10 is set up a video call. While it's true that not everyone is comfortable with video calling, it's still a good idea to request one with someone you met online before meeting them in person. Video calling allows you to see the person's face and get a better sense of their personality and body language, which can help you determine if they're a good match for you. If the person refuses to video call, it could be a red flag that they are not being honest about their identity or may be trying to avoid detection. However, if you decide to video call someone you met online, it's important to be aware of the potential for deep fakes. Deep fakes are videos that use artificial intelligence to manipulate images and audio, making them appear realistic but fake. To protect yourself, you can look for telltale signs such as unnatural movements or speech patterns that indicate the video may have been altered. It's also a good idea to enable two-factor authentication and use a secure video platform to reduce the risk of hacking. Tip number 11 is don't send money or info. Never send money or personal information to someone you met online, no matter how compelling their story may seem. Scammers are experts at manipulating their victims into sending them money or information by creating fake profiles and inventing sob stories. They often pose as successful businessmen, lonely widows, or stranded travelers in need of financial assistance. However, no legitimate person will ask you to send them money via wire transfer or gift card, as these methods are untraceable and irreversible. If someone you met online asks you to send them money or personal information, it's a clear sign that they're a scammer and you should block them immediately. And tip no. 12 is don't trust unknown links or downloads. Scammers often use phishing tactics to trick their victims into clicking on malicious links or downloading infected files. They may send you an email with a link to a website that looks legitimate, but is designed to steal your login details or infect your device with malware. Other times they may send you a file that appears to be a photo or document, but is actually harmful to your computer. To protect yourself, avoid clicking on any links sent by someone you didn't initiate the contact with. Be cautious of emails with attachments from unknown senders and make sure your antivirus software is up to date. By following these tips, you can stay safe online and avoid falling victim to a romance scam. Do you have any stories about spotting a romance scammer? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your story could help someone else avoid falling victim to a scam. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos like this. And remember to check out our other videos for more useful tips. Thanks for watching.